first, tell me a little bit about your game. What are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
I'm trying to be more consistent.
Okay.
And take a couple more strokes off of my handicap.
That's too vague. Tell me more about your ball striking.
Okay. Well, well, the problem is I can shoot a 71 or I can shoot a 90.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Okay.
There's
That's a pretty big gap.
Exactly. It shouldn't be. It should be, I mean, I average right around 79 to 81.
That's really good.
Is my average. But I would like to be in the low, the high 70s, mid 70s all the time.
Okay.
And it's like when I'm on, my ball striking is, and so I've been trying to be consistent and trying to do the pull instead of the push, and everyone's told me I have great eye-hand coordination, so that's been part of why I've been successful.
Sure.
So there.
All right. So when you miss and stuff starts going awry, what typically happens?
Like I'll either come up really short, or I'll start pulling.
Okay.
Not as much push, more of a pull now. I don't push very often, do I?
I'm trying to stay out of it.
Okay, stay out of it. He disagrees.
I gave my wife a couple golf lessons, and that was it.
Yeah.
No, we're actually pretty good with each other.
Yeah.
I know a couple of things I think she does wrong.
Well, let's hear him. Go ahead. While we're here, speak up.
She gets to the top. When she gets to the top of her swing, she lifts up.
Yeah, I'm trying not to do that.
And then right before she starts her downswing, she kind of.
I've been trying.
But
I've been working hard not to do that since I've started watching.
Yeah, I know all these habits.
I've been trying to stay right. I've been trying very hard to stay right in the swing and to bring powers through.
All right. Well, are you guys loosened up a little bit?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Let's grab like a 7-iron or something, and let's hit a couple.
All right. Can we just hit one or two?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Well, now it's going to be reverse on one. Come on, Michelle.
All right, let's take a look.
Terrible. Terrible.
Well, if you did it all right at the start,
Yeah,
you wouldn't give me anything to do, and I'd be really bored.
Yeah. I've had that happen. You look good. And I was like, I know I don't look good.
All right, you see that okay?
Yep. Okay, I lifted up.
Not too bad.
But still, I'm trying not to do that.
Here's the bigger problem.
There we go. I reversed it right there.
So from here, when your hands move a foot,
Yeah.
hopefully your hips moved about 6 inches back.
Right.
But your hips haven't moved at all.
Okay.
Right? So
Okay.
it's a sequencing thing. And then from there, you're going to have to lose some lag and pass it.
Woo!
That thing is out to get me today, I swear. All right, so casting.
Yeah.
Losing all of our lag. I got nothing left to hit with. And then going to have a little scoop at the bottom. Not bad though. All definitely easily fixable. Alright, so that's no bueno. When we go that far inside, the club goes that much around, you have to lift. So you're not doing the wrong thing. If you didn't lift, you'd hit 6 inches behind the ball every time. You've got to do something to get the club to come back down.
Right.
So when you're that far inside, that's what's going on. So it's really flat and deep, and then you get the hands coming up and casting.
Boy, I've been doing better since then. That's just awful.
All right, so let's start with the basics. At setup, you got a pretty wide stance.
Okay.
The wider your stance is, the harder weight shift is going to be, right? You're not shifting your weight to initiate the downswing. So the last thing on earth you'd want to do is have a really wide stance. So we want to change that first. And then as you're going back, you kind of almost like let your left knee like move out. It's almost as if you have been taught to like not let your left knee kick in or something. The only time I typically see this where the left knee doesn't allow it just to like naturally move in and rotate from your hips and you're keeping your hips in there super tight is if you had a problem with your hips really moving a lot when you played and then somebody taught you, hey, your hips are out of control, and then now you're like this, right? Yeah. So now you can't use them at all.
Right.
So that's not going to work, and that's what's going to cause us all these troubles coming down. So I want to do two things. First, I want to get it so that you can shift your weight coming down. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be able to compensate for the positions that you're in at the top because you've done it enough. Yeah. Now get your weight shifting correctly, then I'm going to worry about what the club's doing going back. But in that order. So you got to get this first and then make sense? So go ahead and set up for me. And I'm going to change your setup a little bit.
I'll narrow it up just a little bit more.
You want that narrow?
Yep.
Okay, well that's definitely a change.
So right now, you're, for some reason, you kind of want to do this.
I usually do this.
Okay.
I usually do this.
Okay, so yeah, your knees are just being neutral.
Okay.
Right? Now just go ahead and go to the top of your swing. So you're super flexible, but I want you to still allow your hips to turn a little bit. Because if you don't, even though you're really flexible, you can make this huge separation. Your arms are still going to swing pretty deep. Yeah. So I want you to allow your hips to turn a little bit as you go back. That's exactly. There you go. Yep.
Want that.
Finish your turn. Good. Now the only thing that matters from here is getting your weight back to the left. Okay. Yep. So go to the top again. So now again, you did it again. So set up again.
Okay.
Go really slow. Your hips turn. I meant maybe a little bit too. Don't try and move it in there, but allow it to move there instead of trying to physically force it to stay out there.
And that's what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I was told to do.
That's what I figured.
Because it's natural. You can see. I was told to cement myself in.
If you don't want to use your lower body at all, it's great advice.
So you want it more.
There you go. Yep. And now use that to get you going back the other way. There you go. That's the whole sequence to this downswing stuff. Is that left knee is the first thing to do. Yeah. But if your left knee is already out here and you're locking your legs, then you got nowhere to go.
There you go. So that's what part of my. So I should be doing this. Not quite that much.
A little bit. But what you did there is you moved your knee.
Right.
And I want your knee to get moved. Let it move naturally. Don't try and lock it. There you go.
This.
And keep your knee flat. There we go.
So there's where I should be.
We're close there. We got a couple little things we got to deal with, but that's close.
Because I have to take my stance.
Okay, just turn. Do it again. Right there's good. Now use that to the back. There you go. Good. Again. Okay. Let me pull this depth-defying mirror back up here. I want you to see what's going on with your right knee as we're doing that. Set this here so don't try and impale me again.
Like this.
I just can't win today.
Oh, that thing doesn't want to participate today.
No, it's been broken many times. So, all right.
Okay, take my stance, put my tilt in. And then you want me just to...
Just watch yourself in the mirror. Watch your knee in the mirror. There you go. That's natural. There you go. Good.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yep. We just want it to move naturally.
Yeah.
You don't try and fight it, and you don't actively move it in.
So many people tell me, cement your bottom.
Well, the good thing is you can be taught.
Right.
Right? So we know that you can learn. That's a start. Make one other little adjustment. Let your hips go this. No. Let me move you. Okay. There you go. So when you went back, you have a little bit of a reverse. You're letting your right hip slide out to the right a little bit.
To the right?
Yeah, exactly.
I want it to go back.
It's just going to stay looking like it's in the same position as you go back. Okay, stop right there. Where's your weight?
Weight's on my left.
Exactly.
Right. So okay, I got it. Okay. Shift.
Close there. All right, I got it. So here's what's going on with your leg. I have to watch your right leg.
Okay.
So as you went back, you do this.
Oh, okay.
You've got to let your hip rotate on your thigh or on your leg.
Like this.
Nope.
More like
Not quite. Go slow. Okay. Throw the club down for a second.
So here I am.
So instead of
you're
letting your hips slide out and
Yeah.
this knee straighten, go back to address.
Okay.
Keep this knee in here, and then I want you to pivot on. There you go, on your thigh. So watch my.
So keep
leg
this one more stable.
Exactly.
and
You're
keep-
rotating around
Okay,
this hip socket.
keep this one more stable and bring this one over.
Let that left one come in, and this one
Let's
stays
stay
in.
stable.
There you
So
go.
this one has to stay, and this one has to.
Yeah.
There we go. So there we go.
We're close
One
there.
moves, one stays.
Yeah, exactly. You were just locking them in.
Yes.
There you go.
There you go.
Better. So when you do that, you should feel a lot more
Yeah,
activation in
I
your
do.
right leg
Yes.
than what you're
Yeah.
used to.
There we go. So it's more like this.
We're getting.
One a little more.
It can come in. Yeah, the left knee can come in. It'll come in like just inside your thigh or your foot. I mean. There. That's a natural amount of movement. Okay. And now look at yourself in the mirror.
Okay.
And I want to make one little correction. Your upper body's going to lean this way slightly.
Slightly. So I want
There you go. So think about loading up behind the ball
Right.
on this right leg. Like you're going to throw a ball. How would you naturally throw a ball?
to throw it.
You just did the perfect movement, right?
Right.
That's the whole trick of what we're trying to do here.
So I want to.
Yeah, so you've just been taught to make this move unnatural, but it's a really natural movement to load onto this right leg and load up behind the ball.
So
Better.
oh, I can feel the difference there.
Good. Okay, let the left leg come in just a hair. There you go. You're going to use this to initiate the downswing, right?
Right.
There you go.
Okay.
And obviously you don't want to get to the other extreme where it's sloppy and moving all
Right.
over the place, because then it is
Yeah.
tricky to tie, right? There you go. Now use that to bring you back to the left. Good. Yeah, there you go. Load up behind the ball on that right leg. Once more. Let me watch you going back again. Okay. Go back one more time. I'm going to put this shaft on your right hip.
Okay.
I don't want you to push the shaft this way, and I don't want you to move away from
Okay.
it. Your tendency is to
Push.
move your hip. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it's just going to stay right there. So let your weight come over to the right. There you go. There you go. Good.
So that's it.
Again. There you go.
So I've got
So
it.
your hip doesn't slide out to the right.
So I feel like I'm going to my back heel is what I feel like.
That's where you're going to go. You're going to load back onto your ankle and your heel.
So I'm loading this way.
You don't have to be so far back on your
Right.
heel that it's
I
off
know.
balance, right?
But I was getting.
Right
But,
here.
yep, that's what I'm
Between there
feeling.
and there.
Yep. Yep.
Good.
So if I got it there.
Let the left knee come in. There you go. Now use the left knee to bring you down. Good. There you go. Again.
All right. That
We're getting
is-
there.
Yeah, it's totally different. This stance alone is shift.
No.
No, still not getting.
What? Well, you have a tendency just to want to use your
Yeah.
upper body and not let your hips turn. I want you to turn
yeah.
on your hip. Let your body turn on your hip. There you go.
So,
There you go.
okay.
Good. Well, you're really
It's a different. Yeah, it's a different feel.
you're trying to coil up on that leg like a baseball, like a pitcher, right?
Yeah.
You're a pitcher. You're going to coil up and pivot.
I know. And
On
I
this.
was a pitcher.
Oh, really? Well, show me how you'd pitch.
Well, it wasn't.
Unless it's soft underhand softball. That might be a little different.
It was. It was fast.
But. Okay.
Okay, let's see. Here we go.
Coil up on that right
I
leg.
mean, shift. And you want me to
Yeah. There you go. Let
Coil.
yourself coil up on it.
coil.
There you go. Good.
So the movement's more like this.
But your upper body's leaning toward the target. It needs to lean away from the target the other way.
Yeah.
Lean your upper body this way.
So
There you go.
This
There you
way.
go. That's loaded up behind.
there we go. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Now that's
And
way
this-
better.
Okay. So
There you go.
there.
Now use that left side to bring you back down.
And
There you
then
go.
I got
Perfect.
it. And that brings me through.
Exactly. So when you're making a mistake, there's the two things that you do. One, you let this right hip go like
Yep.
this, and then your upper body leans
Yeah.
almost toward. Again, just think like you're obviously an athlete, so load it behind it. You're going to move behind the ball so that you can move aggressively back into it. Okay. Make sure your upper body leans there, just a little bit, not a crazy amount, right there.
Yeah.
So you want to imagine you've got about 8-10 degrees of tilt away versus leaning toward.
So.
There you go.
There it is.
Now use your legs to bring you back. Good.
Okay, now I'm starting to
Make
feel
sense?
it. Yes. Let's see if we can do it again.
Your hip moved out this way.
I
Your
did
right
it.
hip.
I could just.
So that right leg is gonna. There you go. You're gonna turn on that hip socket.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've got to feel this back muscle.
The hamstring and the glute is your checkpoint in the backswing.
Yep. Boy.
Upper body's tilting that way.
See, I was supposed to be tilting this way.
There you go.
There we go.
That's
my biggest. I got to remember the tilt is the other way.
There you go.
There we go.
You're always loading up behind the ball, not on top of it, definitely not in front of it.
There it is.
Yeah,
I can feel that big time.
Way better.
And then pull it through.
You'll feel it so much more natural once you're loaded up this way to get you going this way. But if you're like this, it's pretty tough.
So I got to keep my tilt.
Yeah. Good.
There we go.
Yeah. Feel more coiled up there?
Yes, absolutely.
That's going to be a big difference in power.
Oh, it is. I can already feel that that's going to be a difference.
Good. Let's try and hit a couple.
Okay.
Just focusing on this, but let's make some practice swings first with the club.
Yeah, absolutely. So, stance. Come down. Shift. There you go.
Okay, stop right there. Really close, but your hip slid out a little bit this way too far. Just a tiny bit. So I want you to think again more about pivoting on that hip instead of letting, there you go. Good. That's much better. Feel more coiled up there?
Yes, I feel very coiled.
So I want you to use that to help get you back down with some oomph.
With some oomph, yeah. Okay, let's try it again.
Now your hips, there you go. Nice. Way better. Way more powerful.
Feel all of that.
That's 1,000 times better.
I can feel all of that. Oh, that is a big difference.
You're gonna feel wound up now.
Yes,
big
I
time,
do.
Right? Let me do a couple more practice swings. Let's get one on video and just look at it. Beautiful. Love it. Take a look.
Just feel a difference.
Good.
Yep.
That's a golfer right there.
There we go.
Now that you're coiled up and you don't have this wide stance and this knee hanging out there, all you're going to do is just bring that, which you already, I don't even have to explain that stuff to you, just bring that back down. But this is infinitely better. Yeah, you're coiled up like an LPGA player.
Okay.
So now, I'm going to let you hit balls like this for a little bit.
Okay.
If you can do it, then I'm going to start tackling that backswing swing.
Okay. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see.
You don't have to hit them hard. I know you're going to feel pretty coiled up like a tiger, so so try to refrain from trying to wail on it. Just try to get the movements down. Nice. That was awesome. And I love that you paused at the top and made sure that you had it and came down. It was so good.
See that?
She's already talking trash to you. I love it. Love it. The worst trash talker I've ever played with in my life made me feel so demoralized that I couldn't look in the mirror for 2 days. I played with Michael Jordan. I played 45 holes a day with him for $1,000 a hole.
Oh my gosh.
2 days in a row. $90,000 plus presses on the line. And this guy insulted my grandmother, my mother, my mother-in-law, which wasn't that bad, but the rest of it I took offense to.
That's
got a lot of strokes on me already.
I was a +4 and he was a 7. I had to give him 11 shots, so it didn't help.
That's how I feel. I have to always give him like 10 shots. It's like
she's giving you shots.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, this is going to be bad for you. She's going to start crushing it.
She's a good golfer.
She's going to start crushing it.
I want to be a better golfer.
Nice.
Look at those.
Wow.
Woohoo! You're in trouble now.
Just look at it this way. She's going to give you more shots now, though. So at least you got more shots.
No, he's gonna work on his so he can catch up with me.
It'll take a long time.
Oh, that one's bad.
That's other stuff we need to fix, but I'm really concerned with whether or not you stay coiled up there, and you did awesome.
I'm trying very hard to.
There you go.
There.
Yep. Perfect.
Trying very hard to do that because I got to do this until I feel it comes naturally. Okay.
Let's do a few more. I just want to give you a chance to play around with the new feeling.
Yep.
There we go.
That
Not too shabby.
Not bad, not bad. Considering trying to do something new.
Nice. Those will work, huh?
Those will work. Those will get me on the green. Oh, that was terrible.
That's okay.
I didn't get there.
Let's do a couple more. I'm going to go ahead and tackle the backswing stuff.
Okay.
Lower body looks good.
Yep. I like it, I like it.
All right, so now what we got to do, now that you got the lower body in the ballpark, what we need to do, and obviously get a lot better as you practice.
Yep.
I need to get the stuff going back.
Okay.
Because right now, when you go that far deep and your arms are that far behind your body, you have to try and huck them out to get the club back to the ball.
Right.
And so what I'm going to do is going to feel funky at first, but it's going to make everything way shorter and simpler. So throw that club down for a second. Have you seen the 5 minutes of perfect backswing video on the site?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you show me how you would do that drill, how you do those movements?
Tell me which one that is. I mean,
You've seen them all. Just don't.
Yeah.
What was he talking about? So it's this one where we talk about what the arms really do in the swing, right?
Right.
The arms elevate.
Yeah.
Then we have flexion and rotation. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I want you to do. So just show me that movement and show me where your arms would be. Okay. Yep. Okay. So that's not where we want them.
Okay.
When you fold this right arm, this elbow stays right in front of the shoulder.
Okay.
Okay. And this left arm stays straight, and the way it stays straight is that you don't overbend this, and then it rotates internally. So this would set the club at kind of like a 45-degree angle this way.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
So now, all I want you to do from right here is hinge forward and get your posture.
Right.
So just take your normal setup and keep your arms in this package exactly the same as they are.
Yeah.
So let's use our lower body and get set up, rotated all the way to the top. That's where your arms need to be at the top of your swing, not here, right? So it's a big difference. So each time, start like this, get this set up properly.
Yeah.
Hold that right arm, yep. Hinge forward, get in your golf posture, and then just rotate this to the top. Don't move your arms at all, just rotate your body. So your hands are gonna feel way wider, way further away from you, and out in front. And then your checkpoint is always that your hands, elbow, and shoulder are pretty close to a line. They're not gonna be perfect.
So I should be like here.
No, go back to it. So always start here. Flexion. There you go. Keep this straight. So as you bend this arm has to rotate a little bit. Relax that shoulder a little bit. There you go. So your hands are going to be about forehead height.
Okay.
Now hinge forward. And don't move your arms at all. So I don't want this elbow swinging out.
Okay.
Just rotate your body. Forget golf for a second. Just rotate your rib cage. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. That's where your hands are. Not here.
It's there.
Yep.
So I should be like that. Oh my.
We're close there.
Yeah.
We're close there. We'll be right up there. We're getting there.
Oh my.
So it's going to feel very different than what you're used to, right?
Very fun.
So when you look at it in the mirror though, so here's what we're going to do with the club. So I'm going to stand here, I'm just going to do this, the whole sequence, right? And then I'm going to hinge forward,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to rotate to the top. Now you look at my swing in the mirror, it looks like my arms are right where they're supposed to be, right?
Right.
Not down here.
Right.
So this is what I want to see. See how the club,
Yeah.
when I look at the mirror, it looks like it's over my shoulder,
Yeah.
and my elbow is right in line with my shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what I want to see with you. Okay, we're close there. So our elbow needs to come. There you go. Yes, exactly.
I want it there.
And finish your turn.
I looked it over there and I'm like, oh my.
So now it looks like a good position, right?
Yeah.
It may feel ridiculous to you.
It does.
But you look at it in the mirror and it's like, oh, this is pretty close to where I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
Because normally you're like this.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So this is why you check it here first. So go
I
back
got
to the
it.
dress.
Sorry.
Preset yourself. Okay, so we're close there. Hands are going to be about forehead height.
Right.
There you go. And the club is about 45 degrees to the ground.
Okay.
This would be parallel, this would be vertical. So about in the middle.
45, okay.
Yep. That'll set the club on plane at the top. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Now also notice how low your elbow is.
Yeah, you want it up here.
Yes, exactly. That's where our leverage comes from.
Yeah, okay.
And in front.
Yeesh.
So go back to address and preset it again. Yeah, you always start just standing straight up because then you can check everything. So the base of your elbow is going to be about the base of your chest. Yeah, exactly. So when you go back and finish your backswing, it shouldn't drop like it did. It's got to stay elevated.
So then I come down.
Turn.
And I would turn this
So
way.
now you look at your mirror and you draw a line. See your elbow is a little bit under. That's okay. Right about there is good, but not down here by your pocket.
Up here.
There you go.
That's supposed to bring it through.
So from there,
Yeah.
once your arms are already in front of your body instead of way back here, you don't have to do that
Right.
over the top.
I don't have to get
huck 'em
back.
thing, right? Exactly.
Back. Yeesh. So.
We're close there, yeah. So the wrist will stay flat.
Yeah.
Watch kind of pointing at the sky a little bit. 45-degree angle. Perfect.
45-degree angle. Come down.
Good. Keep that elbow in front. Your elbow is going to be pointing more or less at, this bone right here, your humerus, pointing at the mirror.
Okay.
And elevate it a little bit. There you go.
So like that.
Yep. There you go.
That's
Nice.
Whew. That is, that's going to be...
It's going to feel very different.
I've got a lot of work to do. Woo. 45.
I don't know. Look where your elbow. Yeah. Point your elbow at the mirror first. No, you can stay there.
I had it there. I had the mirror, but you want it this high.
There and here.
Oh, here.
So your elbow is in line with this shoulder when you're looking in the mirror.
Okay. Oh, the shoulder.
You don't want to see your shoulder.
Oh, so you want to see it there.
Yeah. Straighten this arm.
Yeah.
There you
straight.
go. And that's about 45 degrees.
So that's it there.
Yep.
So there.
Perfect. Now that's what you want to look at when you see the mirror every time.
Take my shit.
Look like a golfer.
There.
Your elbow went a little behind you.
And I went behind.
This is
That's habit.
exactly.
That's
So this is
bad
going to
habit.
take a while to break.
Yeah, it's going to take a little walk. And then that's supposed to take.
From there, the club's going to drop right down. Though.
Yeah.
You're not going to make any of these crazy athletic moves that you're doing
which
now.
is what I do.
Yeah, for sure you rely on your athleticism.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't want. That's too much work.
Yeah.
Golf is not that
I'm
hard.
willing to take anything that gets easier and more consistent.
Well, this is the trick. I wouldn't be able to hit the ball at all from where you're at the top of your swing.
Yeah,
It would be very unusual because it's a lot of compensation
I
to
do,
get back.
and I've done it a long time.
But
So.
now you can find this is going to be 1,000 times simpler. But you just got to keep doing this drill. And when you go home, this 5 minutes to the perfect backswing
Absolutely.
is make this really simple.
Up here.
Keep that left arm straight.
Straight. This one.
There you go. Yeah, elbow. Remember, base of your elbow, kind of at the base of your chest, somewhere in there. There you go. but underneath and in line with the shoulder.
So like this.
Yep.
Take it over. Cinch.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
Up
Good
here.
correction that time. Really good. Now
Yeah.
come down from there. Good.
Woo! That is going to be. I'm going to have to work on that one.
So, and be really smart about this when you're hitting balls. Let me borrow the club for a second. So, no need to hit them hard
Yeah.
at all.
Just try to
But
make
you can
contact.
do these same drills just like this, right? Preset everything.
Right.
Like, okay, because now I can check. I go through all my checkpoints. Elbow in
Yeah.
line with this. Hands are over here. Left arm straight. Left wrist flat. Club at 45 degrees. Like, okay, now all I got to do is get into my posture and then rotate to the top.
Yeah.
And then come down from there, right? So
Right.
you can hit balls just practicing, presetting it, because you know this is perfect.
Right.
This is very easy to get right. And then when I rotate to the top, I know that's perfect. And then I just want to get used to coming down from a very weird position.
Right.
So don't worry about contact or anything, but I do want you to try and get used to coming down from a new spot.
Yep.
Okay, club's a little flat. There you go. Rotate. Use your legs to come down from there. So now we want to start, once your arms are there,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about
Yep.
doing something with them. So now you can focus on that left hip movement.
Right. Let's just see for the fun of it.
Just nice and easy.
Yep.
A little flat. Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Really good. That's okay. That
I
was
know.
awesome.
I was fine. I came through. I know.
That was a really, really good position at the top.
Yep.
So that's exactly what we want to do, because you're
Yeah.
used to having to do a bunch of stuff with your hands.
I am. So it feels terrible, but it's like there's not much to this.
It's going to be way simpler, right?
Yes,
So
it is.
what you're going to find to make solid contact, you're just going to be doing less and less with your arms and hands.
Right.
So as you get used to this, you'll hit 10, 15, then maybe a little funky, and you'll get it. Yeah, there you go. Keep that elbow in line with the shoulder.
Shoulder.
Very good. Yep. Go through your checkpoints. Good.
Again.
Nice. Good. So you're used to having to
Yes, I
throw
know,
the
and
club,
I'm.
right?
And I'm.
Now you don't have to.
Yep.
So go to the top again, just like you did. Yep, there you go. Good. Now, just stay nice and relaxed and just focus on your lower body. Shift to the left. And that's where the club's going to come in. But you're not used to this,
Yes,
right?
I'm not.
So this is what we're going to start getting you to feel, is that your club is not doing much coming down instead of you having to push against the
Right.
shaft and all that stuff. So make a few practice. There you go. Good.
So it's
A few practice swings, getting used to the release. Your legs bringing the club down, and your hands staying much more relaxed. Good. A little flat. Okay. All that was is you pushed in with the
Yep.
right arm, right?
Yep. I felt it. I didn't think
Good.
this.
So-
I'm so used to doing that right. I had to.
Of course. This is
Okay.
where you're gonna, all the practice swings are gonna pick
Right.
up, right? But I wanted you to try and hit a couple
Right.
because eventually this is gonna be a great drill.
Yeah.
No matter how you hit it, just to learn to come down from a totally new spot. But
It is.
now what you want to do, let me borrow this club again for a second, is we want to start getting comfortable swinging back to that position so
Okay.
it becomes more natural. So
Okay.
you're going to start out, same thing, preset everything, go to the top,
Yep.
check it,
Yep.
come down to address, and pump back up there. I don't want you to
Okay.
think about how to get there. I just want you to try and get back to the
Back to
exact
the
same
same
spot.
position.
And you check it, and you keep doing it. We'll do that about 5 times. So you preset it first, so we know that it's perfect. Yeah, good. 45 left. Good.
And then you
Preset it. Now come down to address and quickly go back up there. There we go. So you make a little correction. There we go.
Okay.
Finish your turn. Elbow in. There you go. Back down to address. Pump back to the top. Low. We're close. So each time make loop.
I see.
And then you do that about 3 or 4 or 5 times. And then everybody will screw it up by the 5th one. And then you come back out of it, preset it, put it in the perfect spot again, and then repeat. Okay, let's go back and preset everything. Let's remind ourselves what it's supposed to feel like. Right elbow in. Now it's been trained to go way back here. Okay, finish your turn. There you go. Okay, now you have a tendency when you're worrying about your arms to your shoulders start turning flat.
Okay, so I gotta stay here.
Yep, there you go.
Stay here.
And then lower body movement stuff, we gotta do the same thing, so we're starting to kind of let that hip slide out again. So this is normal. We've probably taken on a couple too many things, but
that's okay.
But I want you to be able to take these things home to practice.
Absolutely, I'm thrilled.
There you go.
Oh, this is going to be.
This is where all your consistency issues are coming from.
Exactly.
Nobody can hit it consistently from there. Maybe Ray Floyd was probably the closest.
Yeah.
But it's really tough.
Yes.
From here, I mean, this movement can't get any simpler.
Because the biggest thing is for me, was if my timing was on, nobody could touch me. My timing's off.
Exactly, and that makes golf frustrating, right?
It
Because
does.
all of us have these compensatory
Because I know I
things.
have the capability,
For sure. Perfect. Left wrist is a little cupped there, and you see that it opens the face. So flat. There you go. You want to imagine that this leading edge is pretty much parallel to your forearm.
Okay.
You cup your wrist. Look at the club face.
Yeah.
Right there.
Neutral. And then
Finish your turn. Good. Do it again. Make sure you finish your shoulder. There you go. There you go. Nice. Yep. And then left hip from there. Shift your weight and turn those hips. There you go. Good.
Okay.
Finish your turn. You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
So, like I said, you can hit balls doing that. It's not necessary. It's way more valuable to do this work.
I have to see how it looks. To get the feel and the look the same.
So the two biggest things is what your lower body was doing or not doing.
Yeah.
So that stuff, a lot of lower body stuff on the site. Making sure that you just let your hip pivot on this. So your hip doesn't go this way. The hip stays in place, and if you have like a shaft that you stick in the ground or anything like that, put it up against your hip, and the angle of that shaft should never change. It's just always going to be the same. So you're going to move, pivot on that hip, left knee's going to naturally come in. And then the big thing for the backswing is just getting those arms there. Keeping the arms, you went through that 5 minutes, the perfect backswing drill makes all this stuff super simple.
Because I did have it out here for a while, and then immediately I go back to my old swing.
For sure, right?
Because I did, once you said the one, it's like, yeah, I did have it out here. I'm sure I didn't have my elbow perfect, but I was doing that for a while, trying to keep it forward, not back.
Yeah.
But
well, the good thing, all of this stuff is exactly the things you're looking for, from consistency and power.
Yeah.
Your lower body is really going to be one of the big power generators for you when you start getting your lower body to work correctly. As you saw, you got a little more zip on the ball. Yeah. But you're still casting the club until you fix the backswing stuff. Yeah. So you put those two together, and you've got a lot more consistency and a lot more power. And that's kind of a win-win. Right? So
that's the goal.
So that's all I'd want you to focus on. Get this stuff working, this thing working.
Okay.
Well away on some balls.
Terrific.
Lots of mirror work.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Anything else? Got any questions for me? Your stuff is easy.
This is what I wanted, this piece.
Good.
That'll take me to the next step.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you've got such a great move, and you've obviously very athletic and coordinated, so if you can just make your swing simpler.
Right.
I just like to make it really dumb. I want my golf swing to be really dumb.
I'm all for it.
The best tour pros I've ever worked with have never been the sharpest tools in the shed. See ball, hit ball.
You don't know how many people, how many pros I've paid big money for to say, put your arms here, put your arms there. They never talked about my body. I have to tell you, the person that got me into the body was Joey D.
Oh, really?
And I you know, like I do his workout. You should look at his workout video. His workout.
His company reached out to us a couple years ago.
Yeah, his app is so, because yours is hard if you want to do work. You know, if you're trying to do the workout stuff, it's hard to take it to the gym and do it.
Gotcha.
Where he's got it where you push the button and it comes up and you can, you got the whole thing going. So
we tried to do that much more so with the RSA videos, the follow along stuff, where you just hit play and you literally just do exactly what I'm doing in front of the mirror.
Right.
That's what we were trying to do.
You did that with the RSA, yeah. The workout stuff is much tougher to take to the gym.
Gotcha.
Where the other one, I still have he's got a yearly subscription now where you just take it to the gym, hit the button, it shows you the video, you work out, and he changes up, working on the hip rotation or whatever.
Very cool.
But he's the one that got me into the hips, so that's when we saw your site, we said, yeah, you're there too, so that's what actually got us to start listening to yours.
Oh, very cool. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully you found it helpful.
You did. Mark is, he's sold.
You got clubs out. You know anybody else that kind of teaches your method? I met a couple of guys at our club the other day, and they're at dinner. I don't know, they were talking about something that starts with an M. Michael Malelby, but he teaches the same thing. Then there's a group, and there's a website called Golf Whoopie.
Yeah, that guy tried to steal a bunch of my stuff.
Yeah, they say that a lot of what he teaches is
Yeah, he stole all of it. So he's a thief.
He's a thief. There's always one of those, isn't there?
Yeah.
Now you've got your work cut out for you here.
All right.
I was the easy fix.